Hey everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. Now, just so you know, I'm trying to make these videos a bit shorter, so hopefully this reading won't be too long. Of course, I still need to convey the messages that need to be shared, but hopefully it will be a bit shorter. And please let me know your thoughts in the comments afterwards if you prefer the shorter reads as opposed to my pretty long ones. So just to let you know, I'll be using the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, clarifying, gaining insight with the Wild Unknown Tarot, and getting clarification with the Intuitive as always. So, okay, let's get stuck in. So let me start by pulling the two main energies of this reading, okay, the shadow energies. So what is it that's being revealed at this time for the sign of Cancer in regards to their shadow self? What is it that needs healing? What needs addressing? What are the wounds that are being brought to the surface at this time for the sign of Cancer? Okay. So you got alone in the world to begin with. I'm not sure if you can see that with the light there. And you also got artificial hearts. I'm not sure if that's blurry or not. Okay, so I'm just going to explain what these cards represent. Okay, so it's not often I get this card come up in a shadow work reading. But essentially, you see how this woman is naked. You know how she's basically laid bare, very exposed, very vulnerable, okay? It's that energy of vulnerability, of feeling like you've been stripped naked for the whole world to see and being left alone in a state of vulnerability, of feeling like just very exposed, very vulnerable, like your dignity has been stripped from you, like your pride, your integrity is being robbed. You're being robbed of your integrity, of your dignity, because of a situation that brought you to a place that you never thought you would be. You wasn't prepared for what was thrown at you recently in your recent past, okay? And this situation left you feeling very vulnerable, very naked, very exposed to the world. Your heart, right? Let's bear in mind here, artificial heart. Your heart was laid to waste. You were exposed. Your heart was opened up just to be exposed and to be stepped on, right? That's the energy I'm getting. And of course, that's not a pleasant energy to be in. That's not a pleasant experience to have, but that's not to say that it's in vain, Cancer. While it was shocking and it was horrible for you to go through, if this resonates with you, it was part of your making. It was for no reason. While it was horrific at the time and you may still be dealing with those wounds, it was part of your making. It's not your undoing. That's the key message here. So to move on to this card then, the artificial heart. Okay, you see how she's essentially a cyborg or a robot. And because of that, even though she's very attractive, she's very alluring, on the surface, she's everything that a person wants, physically. But she's not real. She's not organic. And because she's not organic, people may be quick to assume that she doesn't have a heart, that she has no feelings, that you can do whatever you like and there'll be no consequences, because how can she feel? When actually she does feel. Just because the heart isn't shaped the same as yours doesn't mean the feelings are any less valid, right? And I feel like this energy is talking about this situation, that while you were trying to guard yourself, while you were trying to protect your heart, and you weren't necessarily giving all of yourself to a situation, you still opened up. As I said, you still were vulnerable. You still laid your soul bare to some extent. There was still a part of you that opened up and explored a possibility, possibly in a love connection, possibly in a family situation, possibly building towards your dreams. You really put your heart and soul into what it is that you were trying to create, you were trying to manifest. And it got broken in front of you, Not only your heart got crushed in front of you, but you were stripped of everything simultaneously, you know. And that is heavy energy, Cancer. Like, that's not easy to deal with, you know. And that's the thing. If a weaker person was faced with this circumstance, whatever it is that you've been through, it would be a very different outcome, okay? Like, we would be having a very different conversation right now, and the energy would be very different. But I feel like for many of you who this energy applies to, you've been through the ringer, you know, you've got wounds, okay? Like, it was not a good time for you, but, okay, this is part of your making. You are going through a massive transformation. It's been going on for months, okay? This is not the start of it, and it sure as hell is in the end. But this particular part, this particular leg of the journey was really crucial. And how you handle this is very crucial as well. That's why I want to get some insight as to what's been playing out, what you can expect to play out potentially, and possible outcomes to be aware of, okay? So let's just have a look what's going on here for you, Cancer, because my gosh, you've been through it, you know. And like I say, you know, I don't know if you know, but I have, you know, Cancer in my sun sign as well, and I can tell you now, I know exactly how you feel. It's not been an easy time for any of us. But yeah, you have been going through it. Okay. Oops. Cards just flying everywhere. Okay. Alright then. So, you got to begin with the High Priestess. This is your energy, Cancer. You know bullshit when you see it. You know what's fake and what's not, right? You're not the one that's fake. You just call it when you see it, okay? That's why you're guarded to that, okay? This is how you're perceived, but that's not how you are. You're just guarded to bullshit. You're guarded to what's fake and what's not. You're very intuitive. You're very aware, you know, on a deeply spiritual level. You're a very spiritual person, probably, if you're watching this. Particularly as a Cancerian, you have, you know, the ward sign in your chart is very prominent. Even if you have lots of other things like fire and such, the Cancerian energy is very strong, especially if it's in your sun or moon sign. You're going to be very, very intuitive, very switched on when it comes to changes in energy, changes in, you know, intent, things like that, manifestations, all of this sort of thing, things that are going on the, you know, spiritual planes, okay, the astral planes. You know when something is off, when the balance is, you know, off kilter, particularly if someone has been tapping into that and trying to reach you there. I feel like for a lot of you, you have been connecting with people on the astral level, some that are trying to help you and some that's actually trying to hinder your progress at this time. And you're aware of that. You know who's your ally and who's not, okay? So with the Five of Cups here, I feel like it's been hard going because you've had to, I feel like, cut out many connections, or you will cut out many connections. Some people that were very close to you, like I said, potentially this is definitely to do with this family situation for some of you. For some of you, it's a past relationship, or even more than just one relationship that you're having to reprocess because of some new information that's come to light through your inner knowing, or because of the situation that you've just come out of that's really made you reflect on your past circumstances. So you're really distancing yourself from certain people at this time. And while they may feel like this because they're not getting that, their cups filled energetically by you anymore, it's going to be better for you. It's in your best interest to walk away from those toxic connections because they are part of the problem. They are draining you. Some of them you're going to keep, obviously, because they are important. They are going to help you. They are nurturing. They're not draining. So those are the people you're going to keep close to, I feel, and that's what's going to help you come out of this energy. You know, being around people who see you filling your own cup and also want to add to it, right? So then you've got the Five of Cups in reverse. So this is your card, Cancer. This is your energy, okay? When you're at your peak, this is you. This is you right now because of all the bullshit you've been dealing with, all the toxic cycles that have played out in the recent past, particularly over the last year. Because bearing in mind, you know, a lot of these cycles, especially karmic situations, are coming to a close now, coming to the end of the year. So the lessons are being learned, the knowledge is coming through at this time. So it's really important that you do take the time to do some introspective work, because there's a lot to absorb and reflect on. Because, as I said, cycles are closing. I'm telling you, it's no joke. So right now you're in this energy because there's just a lot to digest, there's a lot to process. You've been very emotionally strong, I feel like, even though yes, at times it's been very overwhelming. You may not have been feeling like you're operating at your best, but you're doing the best you can. That's what you need to be aware of. Considering everything that's been going on, you can only do so much, okay? So you're doing the best you can. And I feel like even though you might not be at your best, you know, you're doing, you know, surprisingly well, okay? You're still balancing your energy, you're still grounding your emotions, and you're trying to get a good grip of your emotions, because you know that if you allow them to just run amok, you know, in this situation, it'll be a disaster for you. So you're being very careful, you know, you're being guarded, you're setting boundaries. You know, you're reflecting, you're observing, and you're using your intellect to determine the best course of action, particularly when it comes to specific connections. So with the Ten of Wands here, that tells you cycles closing out. Some connections are going to be severed, some connections are going to be strengthened, okay? And all of this is in your highest good. All of this had to happen as it's unfolding, because there is so much that's going to be gained from this, okay? It might not seem like it now, but as we move into the next year, you're going to see significant change. So that's why it was important that certain karmic situations had to be brought to a close. So underneath the High Priestess, you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is the thing, you're not hoarding where your normal reaction, being the Crab as well. When you're really burned or scorned by somebody, your gut reaction is to clam up, right? To go back into the shell, to close everything in, you know, go into this space, you know, close your heart off, be distant, be a wall, don't be very present. But I feel like you're not doing that this time. In fact, you're doing the opposite. You took some time away, you know, you took a couple of steps back to breathe and to process. But now you're taking steps forward, you're walking forward, you're saying, okay, I'm not allowing this situation to dampen what it is that I'm trying to achieve. I'm not going to allow this situation to stop me moving forward. You know, because things didn't play out how I hoped, it doesn't mean that something better isn't on the horizon. So I'm not going to climb up, I'm not going to stop, you know, living my life. I'm going to keep moving forward, right? I'm going to take steps forward. I'm going to still be loving, still be giving, but I'm going to set firm boundaries, and I'm going to be more, I'm just going to be more aware of who I give those, you know, my time, my energy, my love to, right? Just more discerning, that's the word I was looking for. You're going to be more discerning as to who you give that to and to what extent. You have the World card as well underneath this Five of Cups here. So I feel like, yeah, the cycle really is closing out, and it is opening a whole new world to you. It's a whole new perception of things, a whole new way of doing things, you know, a whole new list of opportunities for growth and expansion and ascension, right? This is not for nothing. But in order for that to happen, certain aspects of your life had to change dramatically. You know, you needed a shake-up. And it's not because that you weren't on your path, because you weren't doing the work. It was just simply because there was things in your life that still didn't serve. There was still patterns and cycles and thoughts and feelings that were no longer serving you, that needed to be dealt with. Okay, so that's why some of these situations had to play out as they did. Also, with the Nine of Wands here under the Father of Cups, I feel like you felt that it was going to be a real challenge to be able to get a grip of your emotions through this time. Normally, it'd be so overwhelming that you couldn't possibly see a way to, like, you know, just move forward and not be knocked for six by it. But I feel like there is a massive change in how you deal with things now. While, of course, yeah, you are deeply affected, you're a deeply emotional being, right? Cancers and water signs in general are highly emotive beings, okay? You feel things deeply, right? That's why a lot of water signs are empaths. But that's not to say that you don't have the ability to exercise or learn and develop emotional intelligence. And I feel like this has been a part of that. It's been a part of that training, exercising that muscle of how to exercise emotional intelligence. And I feel like that's what you're doing. So while it's been a challenge, and there's still challenges you're facing in order to get to the other side of the situation, you are coming into a new state of awareness. You are gaining more insight as to why it was necessary to go through these lessons. There were certain karmic cycles that needed to be brought to an end. There were certain lessons that had to be learned finally that weren't learned previously. You know, there were certain things that needed to be brought into your awareness again. But you're moving forward either way. You know, you are making significant progress. That's what you need to realize. It may not feel like it right now, but you are. You also have the Two of Swords in reverse. So this tells me that you had a very big decision to make, or if not, because it's at the end as well, the spread, I feel like this is coming up very soon. Something is going to be brought to your attention, something's going to be communicated, or some situation is going to arise, and you'll be put in a situation where you have to make a decision. You'll be put to the test in a way. Like, okay, you know what you don't want and what you do want, so what will you do? What's the choice you're going to make, right? So we'll have to clarify that to see what exactly that is, but I am very curious as to what that could be. Yeah, so I know this is quite intense. I'm sorry if the energy is really intense, but that's what I'm feeling. It's feeling, even though there was a lot of pain in the recent past, I feel like this is very determined, very strong energy. Like, it's so powerful, it's so transformative. That's the great thing about it. Even though there's that heaviness, it is getting lighter, and this is so, like, character building. That's the main thing here, is character building. Like I said, it's making you, not breaking you. You're going to be so much stronger as a result of this, Cancer. It's unreal. Okay, so let's clarify the High Priestess then to begin with. Ooh, thanks. So Magician and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is the thing, right? You have what it takes to overcome adversity, to overcome challenges, to know what, to be able to discern between what's right and what's wrong, what's a good opportunity for you and what's not, what connections serve you, which ones don't. Okay, so being in that space of the Magician, you're able to see things far more clearly than when you weren't in that energy. So, you know, the High Priestess coupled with the Magician, nothing is going to get past you at this point. Like, you are so perceptive, you know, with, I mean, not just in terms of like your physical senses, but more so your spiritual senses. You know, your psychic senses are going to be off the chart right now. So pay attention to the signs where you see it, because you're being opened up, wide open at this time, particularly where it comes to your third eye. And you'll probably find that your heart chakra is doing a lot of craziness as well. You're being opened up a lot, because you're being brought out of this energy despite everything that's gone on. So yeah, really, really transformative, really powerful. So let's have a look then at the Five of Cups. Interesting. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. Alright. So to clarify then, just to show you, I probably should have done this with the High Priestess there. But with the 5 of Cups, you have, first of all, Libra energy, justice, okay? Balance being weighed, karmic debts being paid, okay? Things being brought in your favor. Leo energy, okay? Strength in reverse. Those who wronged you will pay. Those who stood right by you will be rewarded, okay? This energy here, you see how the Libra is in the upright. Those who stand by you, they will also reap the benefits, you know. This emotional tie, this overall heaviness that's probably been felt by those around you also, those closest to you, that will be lifted from them as well. They'll be able to connect with you in the way they want to. As I said, those who didn't show strength, those who didn't stand by you through this hardship, they will fall by the wayside. And those who actively wronged you, those who were a part of this situation, that made you feel very vulnerable and humiliated in some way, they're going to get theirs. Karma's coming for them is all I'm saying. Because for you, though, Cancer, right? You're going to cut your losses, right? You're not going to be in that energy much longer because something much more stable and secure is on the horizon. You got the King of Pentacles, for God's sakes. I mean, you know, that is real strength. That's what real strength looks like. That's someone who's very secure, very stable, you know, balanced energy, you know, grounded, you know, cares about building a foundation with the 4 of Wands here. So you could end up in a very strong committed relationship with someone who is an earth sign. They could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or this is just your energy. Possibly you've got one of those signs or multiple of those signs in your chart. You could have very strong earth energy in there as well. Or this could be someone coming in, but either way, I feel like whether or not it's someone else coming in, you're definitely moving towards this energy and you're going to get the stability that you need as a result. Things are changing, you know, foundations are being built, but I do feel like for some of you, someone's going to come in wanting to build that with you, with the right intention, with the right tools, with the right attitude, with the right mindset, with the right heart energy as well. You know, they're going to show up as the King of Pentacles. It's not about the masculine in terms of sex or gender. I'm talking about in terms of their energy. It's that strong masculine, you know, pentacle energy, you know, earth energy, which is very positive. That's exactly what you need right now. That's going to help ground you even further. You're doing your own grounding regardless, but this is going to help you in that process. You know, you're going to see what you should have got from the people that were supposed to be there, right? Okay. So in regards to the Father of Cups in reverse then, you've got the World card in reverse. So you see how you got the World card here in the upright under all of this? So new cycle beginning. And where you felt lack and out of sorts, that shit is ending, right? The World card in reverse. So that is closing out and something new is coming in, okay? So that's big changes, massive changes coming up very, very quickly. You've got the Emperor as well, okay? So this is fire energy, you know, particularly Aries card. So it could be that this person, it could be that they are possibly not an earth sign. They could have fire in their chart as well, or they could be an Aries, like Aries sun sign, maybe with keep thinking like Taurus or Capricorn in their moon, or more so rising, but it could be any sign really. You also got like Libra there as well, but either way, this could also be you, Cancer. You could be rising to the challenge, you know, overcoming this adversity, overcoming these obstacles, becoming your own emperor, right? Stepping into that space, which I feel like you are a little bit, to be honest. I feel like this situation is doing a lot of work for your, you know, divine masculine healing. I don't know if you've seen any of my other readings for the December reads, but I mentioned in a couple of videos that the divine masculine has taken a hit lately, and everyone's been feeling the repercussions of that. I don't know what happened in the collective, but everyone's divine masculine took a bit of a hit. So it's been really important that we focus on healing that, as much as, of course, we've been doing, generally, a lot of us have been doing work on healing and raising the vibration of the divine feminine, which is important. The divine masculine took a massive hit, so it's really important that you do that work also this time, because it really needs it. Okay, so I think that's why this is coming up prominently for you, Cancer, because I feel like you're already aware of that a part of this, like your pride, your you know, your strength got taken, you feel like it took a hit. You know, your divine masculine, as well as like the feminine, is very exposed. I feel like your divine masculine also took a hit, so you're trying to heal both aspects of yourself at this time. You know, that's why you're stepping into that Emperor energy also. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. Again, not wanting to hoard that abundant energy, that strength to yourself. You know, willing to support others at this time while you also support yourself, because you're strong enough to do that, because you're healing, because you're actively healing yourself. You're as I said, you're building your foundation. You're I feel like you're focused on the temple, the self, right? Not just the body. A lot of people talk about the temple as the body, but it's not just the body. The body is like the outer brickwork of the temple. The inner temple is the spirit, and I feel like you're taking a lot of care spiritually at this time, or you will be, to heal these wounds, to heal any kind of attacks that you've had to deal with. Maybe you've been spiritually attacked, maybe you were even physically attacked as well, emotionally attacked. I feel like you felt like you were attacked on multiple levels. It's going to apply in different ways to different people, but I feel like you're working on that, you're healing those wounds. So let's clarify then the 10 of Wands here. Oh my gosh, card's going crazy. Okay, so you have the 8 of Cups and the Temperance. So that's a weird combination. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, okay? So you might have Sag in your chart, or you might know someone who's a Sagittarius who has been somewhat of a key player in this in some way, maybe either as a support or as a hindrance. But I feel like you're alchemizing the situation. You see how she's mixing the 2 cups? I also get that with the star occasionally, particularly because it's on these cards. But yeah, you're alchemizing the situation. That's why you're cutting, you know, you're burning bridges where it's needed, and you're strengthening bonds where it's needed. You know, you're alchemizing. So rather than dividing your energy amongst everyone equally, you're taking your energy back from those who don't deserve it, and giving more to those who deserve it, as well as yourself. Okay, so that's what I feel like is going on here. And then with the 8 of Cups as well, yeah, you're walking away to do the introspective work even more so. So you're cutting those bonds, you're taking your energy back from those who are otherwise draining you, and you're moving on, moving forward towards a path that is towards your true north, towards what feels right to you, where you feel like you belong, where you should be, where your attention and your efforts should be directed. That's what I feel. It's a very powerful reading. This is coming through very, very strong. So to clarify the 4 of Pentacles here. Okay. So you have, let's begin with, Knight of Swords, 4 of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I feel like to begin with the 4 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, some action's being taken place. You're like, rather than sitting and dwelling on things that have happened, I'm moving forward. I'm coming forward strong. I'm taking action, decisive action. I've got plans, I've got goals, I've got ambitions. Yeah, Cancer, you're coming in like with this air energy, like I've got ambitions, I've got goals, I've got plans, I've got ideas, and I'm moving on them, you know, like I'm not sitting on this anymore. I've got things to do, better things to spend my time on, you know. And as such, people will see you making moves. I'm telling you, people will see the change in your energy. They'll see you making moves. And someone who may come in wanting to charm you and to give you the spiel, or someone who you cut out, because this is, remember, this is cups as well. I feel like one of those cups that you kind of like severed, one of those connections that you severed, someone's going to try and come back in, but they're going to hesitate actually when they see you in your full glory, just like, you know, coming in like a wrecking ball, you know, to life, and just getting on with things and getting shit done. When they see you in that energy, they're going to be reluctant actually to come towards you, because they know it's going to take a whole bunch of strength, and they have to humble themselves down completely to come towards you after everything that they've done, after everything they've said, or for the very little that they did, you know, if they weren't supporting you in this process or this journey, you know, or if they chose sides or something like that. This person, you know, they're going to be reluctant to move towards you because they're like, bloody hell, like, I don't know if I've got what it takes to come towards, you know, Cancer after all this, you know. So they might not come forward straight away, but they know eventually they'll have to. So don't be surprised if they do, but they'll probably be reluctant to do so in the beginning when they see you. You also have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you're really being called at this time to give yourself the chance to have a new beginning, something brighter, something better, because it's there for the taking. It's around the corner. As I said, there's so many cycles that are closing out at this time, particularly for you, Cancer. So you need to give yourself the chance, right? Take that opportunity that's going to present itself to you soon. Don't be afraid to take it. You deserve it, okay? It is for you. It's not there as a trick. It's there because you fucking earned it, right? You've earned it, so take it. Okay, so to clarify the World card in the upright, which is underneath, what was it? I've got so many cards going on here. Let's have a look. Yeah, clarifying that, oh, it's not clarifying, but it's underneath that Five of Cups energy. So like I said, closing that chapter out, you know, moving forward with those by your side and those who weren't falling by the wayside. Because I think ultimately at this point you know who has your back and those who don't. Those who are sincere and those who aren't. Okay. So you have the King of Cups in reverse, interesting. So your energy again coming up in this. The Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess in reverse this time. That's crazy. Yeah, so there is, as I said, there's a new cycle that's taking place. There's a whole new chapter that you're being ushered into. It's like, I'm getting infinity here, eternity. You're eternal, you know. You are way more than you allow yourself to believe you are, right? And that's the thing, you need to work on that. You need to heal that and realize that you are deserving of good things. You are deserving of something better, something more than the shit you were getting, okay? So once you realize that, you'll be able to come back full circle to this energy, your true energy, okay? When you're realizing that actually, yeah, I deserve good things. I deserve, you know, to be happy. And I'm going to invest in myself. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm actually keeping this in the upright now, because I'm telling you, like, this is where you need to be and this is where you will be, you know? But you need to invest in yourself. Invest the most into yourself right now. That's what you need to do, okay? Because you have so much just on the horizon, I feel like this is the cleanup, right? Before you step into the newness. And yeah, you're going to be a bit hesitant. I'm going to feel like you're going to feel like, oh, is this the right thing that I'm doing? You know, maybe I shouldn't be focusing so much on myself, but that's rubbish. You need to do that, okay? You know that's what you need at this time. So don't start second guessing the work that you're doing. Don't start second guessing, you know, whether or not you should be so invested in yourself. Anyone that tells you not to do that does not belong in your life anymore, okay? So you focus on yourself. That's what you need to do right now. And like, honestly, those that have your back will be telling you the same thing at this point. Focus on yourself, you know. Okay. So to clarify then, the Nine of Wands in reverse here, you have the, funnily enough, you have the Nine of Wands again in the upright this time. You see how everything's mirroring and flipped around. This is what I'm talking about. The cycle is ending. You know, where things were imbalanced, they're becoming balanced. Where things were not quite working, they will start moving forward. Where there was pain, there'll be healing, okay? It's literally like that. So you got the Nine of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. That's amazing, okay? So that means that while you're going to be, okay, you have been through a lot, okay? You will have battle wounds from this, okay? Because you had to go through a lot. You went through a lot of obstacles in a short period of time. But even though you're wounded, you still have so much to offer, and someone's going to pick up on that. If not, many people are going to pick up on that. They're going to see how just how abundant you really are, how much you have to offer, and you are going to start attracting people that actually want to offer you that, right? That's the thing. You're not going to just have people leeching off you anymore. You're going to have people that want to give back, I feel. Yeah. Where people were causing you pain, causing you heartbreak, there's going to be people coming and wanting to heal that. And not because they feel like they want to fix you, but because they want to show you how good it can be, right? What true friendship looks like, what family looks like, what love looks like, you know, what a relationship should look like, okay? All of those things. Okay. And then finally here with the Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Okay, so you've got the Fool, new beginnings, going on an adventure, taking a risk. You know, choosing to break out of your comfort zone in order to go after what it is that you want, this new beginning. Page of Wands in reverse. Not relying on what is it I want to say? It's like not relying on you know, short-term gratification, you know, like things that are serving you in the short term, things that just make, like, that kind of just like a patch. You're not doing that, you know, you're not interested in that. You're not looking to just put a temporary band-aid on. You really want to go after things. You want to go after your healing. You want to go after your ambitions. You want to go after adventure, new experiences, you know, connections, love, all of it, you know. So you're not interested in anything that's short of, you know, that high level frequency, right? But ultimately, there is a choice to be made. You will come to these crossroads, right? You will face, yeah, you will face the devil at the crossroads, and you'll be given a choice, you know. You can either take the easy route or the hard route. The easy route will give you the short-term gains that will give you the abundance, like in a very quick amount of time. It will give you seemingly what you want on the surface, but it won't actually have any of the depth, and it will be fleeting and nothing like what you imagined. Or you can take the longer path and be stepping into the space of truth and seeing what it feels like to live in your truth, and to really have your unwavering integrity, unwavering principle and belief rewarded by staying true to who you are, by raising the sword, living by the sword. You're not dying by the sword, you're living by the sword, and it's going to be rewarded. Right? Because you're not going after anybody, you're not coming in with this intent of harm, you're just living your truth. It's the sword of truth, okay? So that's powerful. I'm telling you, that's very, very powerful. Very transformative, right? So, yeah, Cancer. Let's just see if there's any parting advice before we close this read. But very powerful reading. I'm really glad I did this for you tonight, because honestly, I know that there's going to be some of you out there that needed to hear this. Because this will apply to a great deal of you, I feel like. A great many of you, this will apply to your circumstances some way, in some aspect of your life, if not multiple. So I'm really glad I was able to do this reading for you. But just as some parting advice, know that things that were hidden, secrets, wrongdoings done in the dark, things that are being masked, things that are deceptive, things that are just unsaid, and things that have been avoided, all of that shit's coming to the surface. Nothing is going to be hidden from you anymore. Especially because, like I said, your third eye is wide open at this time. And because of that, it may initially come as a shock, and it may shake your foundations a little bit in the initial stage. But you will gain so much power over this situation. You'll have so much strength from it, okay? And then you'll really step into that energy of being the creator of your reality as a result. And you'll know exactly what needs healing and what needs addressing, where the imbalance comes from, what you need to do to rectify it within yourself, so that when you meet new connections, you're not carrying this energy forward, that you leave that in the past and you come in with your best foot forward, but still with clear boundaries, and having that mutual give and take, mutual respect, as sovereign beings, as whole and complete individuals, rather than looking for your other half, right? So really, really powerful. Like, I love this reading. Like I said, as much as this energy was kind of intense, this is very transformative. Like, this is catapulting you to a whole nother level. So awesome. Like, I'm really glad I was able to do this for you, Cancer. I hope this helps. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yeah, we'll look at your December reading very, very soon. So yeah, take care for now.